All right, we're here with Jessica from Elite Premier Properties, and I've been trying to get somebody to help us out with appraisals this day and age in the market. A lot of these home sellers, they just think their house is worth gold, right? Mm-hmm. They think the value is over the top, and these agents bring the data, they show them what it should be worth, but it's always up to the home seller, and a lot of times these properties just get way overpriced, and they're sitting on the market, sellers wondering what the deal is. So I was finally able to get you to come and do a video with me, and we'll talk about appraisals. And the biggest thing I want to talk about is adjustments, because some of the best agents will do a home evaluation on an appraiser form. They know what the adjustments to make. But there's a lot of agents, and not only that, there's all the homeowners have no idea because they're looking at Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com.
Facts.
This house is worth this. My house should be worth X. I have this. They don't have that. This is why I want to dispel some of that stuff so we can actually bring some real knowledge and value to not only the real estate community, but the homeowners. So first, let's talk about the price per square foot. A lot of agents or homeowners will look at price per square foot. Why should we not be looking at price per square foot?
Typically, the price per square foot will encompass everything that there is in the home. That will be the size of the lot, the size of the home, any upgrades you have on there, your pool, any solar, any extra tiny little features that have given your home value. That's what's in the price per square foot. That's unfortunately not a plug-and-play number, because if you're using that number, you say that this house, this house that sold for $250 a square foot is the same size as my house, so that means I can sell it for $250 a square foot. No, that house has a pool, that house has full vinyl fencing, that house has been updated, your house has not. So it doesn't plug and play that way.
Okay, makes sense.
I would say that price per square foot is really only useful in commercial leasing.
Or track homes that haven't had nothing done.
There you go.
And that's
Yes.
works.
Yes.
But the problem, like you said, is this guy just put a pool in, this guy hadn't put a pool in, or this guy did the upgrades off of the stock model. Totally different scenario. Okay, that makes sense.
Another thing with the price per square foot too is you'll notice the smaller the home, the larger the price per square foot.
Right.
And so if you've got a small home that sold for 500 square foot, when your home's a little bit bigger, doesn't translate that way.
Right.
And it's just because that small home is on that same size lot, might have the same amenities and everything like that, but it's a smaller home. So it's going to get a little bit more for that square footage because it's still on the same build and lot that yours is on.
Okay, so there's actual adjustments that happen. So when a house has an extra bedroom or an extra bathroom off of your comps, because what do you like to use? 3, 4, 6 comps when you're evaluating a home?
At least 3. We try and use 5. We like to make sure that we're bracketing on the low end and the high end. So we like to have homes that are inferior and smaller, requiring positive adjustments, as well as homes that are larger and superior, requiring negative adjustments. So this helps bring it down to this home's value.
I see. So for instance, let's go through some of these situations where we're in a home right now that's got a remodeled kitchen. So if this house, or a house in general, didn't have a remodeled kitchen versus a newly remodeled kitchen, because like I said before, is that homeowners think that, hey, my house hasn't been updated since 1995, and my neighbor's home that was just updated 3-4 years ago, my house should be worth the same. But there's adjustments for that, right? If we got remodeled different areas or remodeled house, like this house is all new flooring, all new baseboards,
Correct.
Doors, bathrooms, kitchen, all that stuff has been remodeled. What are some adjustments we're talking about? For instance, a kitchen.
So an adjustment for a kitchen, now just to kind of preface this, when we do value adjustments for a kitchen update or even a bathroom update, we look at the quality of the update. There's a difference between just painting cabinets and walls versus replacing cabinets, replacing countertops, replacing the flooring, all new appliances, everything like that. If you're doing what we call just like a Band-Aid flip where you're just painting everything, you might not get that much of an upgrade for it. If it's quality enough, an average upgrade for just a kitchen would be $5,000 to $10,000. Okay. But if it's an upgrade like this one here, where you can see that all of the finishes have been redone, then if there was nothing else done in the home and it was just the kitchen, on a home like this one, you'd probably get between $15,000 and $20,000 just for the kitchen alone.
Makes sense. And now we go into, let's say, a master bathroom where they've replaced painted cabinets or replaced cabinets, new countertops, new shower, bathtub, flooring. What is a ballpark idea of an adjustment?
So typically, if there was just a bathroom remodel, we wouldn't do just a line item adjustment for just the bathroom. We would probably just value in a higher level condition rating, which we have multiple levels of condition rating. We would probably put it in an above average condition rating, so just to get you that extra little bump. And then what would happen is we would adjust the other comps that don't have as much of a level of upgrade, so you might get 10,000 depending on what it really is. But typically when we see a bathroom update, usually there's other things updated too, like the kitchen or another bathroom, and that's when you'll get your full actual condition upgrade.
I see. Yeah, because again, same thing where you hear agents talking all the time where they're like, okay, my home seller, they might have just redid the master, but then you look at everything else and it's nothing's been updated.
Exactly.
They're trying to get another $20,000, $30,000 but it does not translate.
It doesn't really, and that's really when we would just increase your overall condition rating and find other properties that have had other levels of similar updating. It might not be in the bathroom. They might have had a new roof put on or something like that. That will just balance it that way.
Yeah, let's talk about roofs. Is roofs something that would come into play as well?
Yes, definitely. If an older property that hasn't had any updating at all, we'd call it very original on the inside, but it's recently had an entire roof replaced, then yeah, you'll get valued on the upper level of your condition rating just for you. What you've done at that point is you've increased the effective age of your home. So now your home was 30 years old, now we'll value it at a 10-year-old home.
Now what about garage spaces, for instance, or let's go back to bedrooms and bathrooms. So what's the adjustment if somebody has one more bedroom than the other, one more bathroom than the other? Is there a dollar amount that's associated to that?
There is. We have like industry standards that we use. Now everything is always market driven based on a paired sales analysis. What that means is we find the comps that are similar and plus minus everything, and that's how we find the actual adjustments for bedroom, bathroom, everything like that. But we do have an industry standard here, especially in the high desert. Bedrooms will get you typically between 8 and 10,000, bathrooms between 8 to 15,000. That'll change though too, depending on the amount of bedrooms and bathrooms you have. So if we're valuing a 2-bedroom home versus a 3-bedroom home, that 2-bedroom is going to get a larger bedroom adjustment because there's not a lot of 2-bedroom homes and there's not a large market for 2-bedroom homes. People will pay more money to have that 3rd-bedroom home. Now when we're valuing a 4-bedroom home to a 5-bedroom home, you might not see any adjustment at all.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, just because it's market driven at that point too. A 4-bedroom versus a 5-bedroom doesn't really have a lot of impact on the market. So you might not see an adjustment for that sometimes. You'll always see an adjustment for bathrooms, but you might not always see an adjustment for bedrooms. If you're having like 4 or 5 bathrooms, then that adjustment might go down a lot more. Usually between 2 and 3 bathrooms is where you'll see the average adjustment for that, which is between 8 and 15, depending on the build, depending on the location, the quality, everything like that.
So what about garage spaces? If we got a 2-car garage versus a 3-car garage, or 2-car garage with an RV garage, what kind of adjustments in general is being made for that?
So garage adjustments are very similar to what you would adjust a bedroom for.
Oh.
We look at that a lot like that. When it's an RV garage though, that's a completely separate adjustment. Usually for a single bay RV garage that might be attached to your home, you'll probably get $10,000 for it.
Yeah.
If you have a larger RV building in the back, larger square footage, then you'll typically get more for that. We'll value that similar to like a workshop or any of those metal buildings, which you'll typically get between, depending on it, 15 to 40,000.
I see.
Depending on the build, the quality,
and the
all
size,
that. Yeah, and especially where it's at too. If the market is there for it. There's some areas where if you have a big workshop, RV garage, or something in the backyard, you won't get hardly anything for it just because that's not where people are wanting to buy that at.
I see. Now, what about lot sizes? Does that have a big effect on home values? Obviously, the location is going to be one thing, but for an area where there's 2.5-acre parcels and there's 5-acre parcels, is there a major adjustment that happens for that?
It's very small, I'll say. When we're dealing from a 2.5-acre parcel to a 5-acre parcel, the adjustment for lot size goes down quite a bit, usually about $5,000 per acre is what you'll get at that point for it. In the desert, we're typically between 10,000 and 20,000 adjustment per acre.
I see.
But the properties that are selling above 2.5 acres are not as prevalent as the ones that are 2.5 acres and below, so you don't get as much value for your lot after that.
So what about a half acre to a 3/4 acre or half acre to an acre lot? What does that look like?
Yeah, you'll get an adjustment for that as long as it's market driven as well. Typically, if a lot is within 0.10 or 0.15, I don't know what that is in
Dollar
fractional figures here, but usually when it's within a 10th or a 15th of the lot, then we'll make adjustments for it.
Now, if homes have a view lot where they got a nice view of the valley, what does that do? Because again, homeowners go, my home has a view of the valley, this thing, and we're not talking about ocean views, we're up here with the twigs and the tumbleweeds. So even though we do got some nice views, what kind of dollar amount gets associated with that up here in the Victor Valley?
It's an unfortunate surprise that
$1 million view, they say.
$1 million views worth
What does the appraiser say?
10 grand at best. Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Dang. So it's not a $1 million view.
No, it's not. But it really does come down to the market and what's available, what other properties have a view too, because the only way we can actually come up with that dollar amount figure is through finding other properties that have a similar view. That's the only way that we can actually justify our adjustment. So if there's actually even no properties that have a similar view, then you're getting the standard adjustment.
I see.
If we're able to find properties that are warranting a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 view adjustment, then that's what the market has driven, and that's what we can do.
I see.
But I've been doing this for a long time, and I haven't seen that. So.
You haven't seen the $1 million view yet?
No.
Oh, man. Okay, now what about fencing? Block wall fencing, if a property's got block wall fencing around the backyard or the whole house versus a chain link or no fencing, is there adjustments for fencing?
We don't typically do line item adjustments for fencing. Fences are typical in the desert. When you come to something that has like a full block wall, what we'll do is put that in what's called a quality rating. So your properties are valued based on quality and condition, and we have different ratings for quality and we have different ratings for condition. Most of the properties that we value out here is called the Q4, which is a basic average quality build. And then when we have items where there's block walls or superior construction, that kind of thing, then we'll increase the quality rating and we'll do it in a Q3 rating, which would be above standard. Then we would find other properties that offer similar quality upgrades, and that's how you're valued. But to have a separate line item just for that, it gets too not in depth or detailed, but there's we don't have enough lines on the paper for all of that.
I see.
Yeah, so we need to group certain items and features to obtain the value.
So would that be included as far as like landscaping goes too? Is it the same type of a scenario? Like you're not going to give a line item for landscaping, but you're trying to find like properties that got quality
Correct.
landscaping or don't have any landscaping.
Correct.
And make your adjustments.
So, for the most part, yes. Something with like fully landscaped, beautiful grounds will go into the quality rating. If it is like ornate landscaping, extra special, you've got orchards and secret gardens and all this stuff, then you'll get a line item adjustment for that.
Yeah. And then what about pools? Because again, you got an average pool these days, bare bones, depending on how much concrete they put in landscape, you're minimum $50,000. But you could be all the way up to 200 grand in a heartbeat if you got a lot of decking, you got landscape all over the place. How big's the grotto? All this stuff.
Yeah.
You could get into some huge dollars. But it seems like it's almost like a car stereo for that you put in for 10 grand, and you're going to get a couple $100 for it when you resell your car. What kind of dollar amount is going to get associated with a pool?
So again, a pool is also another paired sales analysis. We'll pull the value from the market, but a standard figure for that here in the desert, on the lowest end, it's 10,000, but that is the lowest end. I would say the actual range is 15 to 25,000, and that would just be for a basic in-ground pool, concrete in-ground, maybe with a spa, no other bells and whistles. Maybe there's a slide or a diving board. We will be able to do additional adjustments if the pool has a grotto and a rock slide.
Right.
Yes, we'll do additional adjustments for that, but you're probably not going to get more than another 5,000 to 10,000 for it.
I see. So it could be max 35, and that person just spent 150,000
Exactly.
on that house.
And this is keep in mind these figures are relevant to the high desert.
Sure, right, exactly. Yeah. Let's say the price was $450,000. Do you say, okay, it meets $450,000, or would you put in there that it appraised at $475,000?
Yes, we'll always put in the actual appraised value. We'll try and reach contract value when we can. We always consider that. If a property is coming in higher or lower, then that's what we will value it at.
I see.
Yeah. So when you see the price per square foot on the MLS, that's all encompassing. That's not the price per square foot of your home. That's the price per square foot of your home, your lot, your amenities, your features, your condition, everything like that. When we're valuing a 2,000 square foot home versus a 2,500 square foot home, there's a square footage adjustment that we make for that larger home that doesn't have anything to do with the price per square foot. We don't take that $250 price per square foot and times that by 500 and come up with our difference. The actual difference in the price per square foot that we would figure, typically here in the desert, you're going to adjust anywhere between $45 to $85 per square foot for that difference. And that just depends on the value of the home, the amenities of the home, the build, and everything like that. So like actually a home like this one, the square footage adjustment would be roughly $75 per square foot.
I see.
And that also goes into play for the overall value when you're coming up with the value based on the different sizes of the home. That goes into play along with the bedroom counts, the bathroom counts, the garage counts, the lot size, the view, conditions, quality. All of that encompasses the final value.
We see this happen quite often too, where a homeowner or previous homeowner enclosed the bedroom or enclosed the garage. They did something that was unpermitted. Let's just say they enclosed the patio or they enclosed the garage and it's unpermitted. So if there's a dollar amount associated with the house, let's say $75 a square foot, is there a dollar amount associated to that addition that's unpermitted at all?
There can be, yes, and this will depend on the lender and the AMC if they're going to allow value to be given to an unpermitted area. So if it's allowed, then something like an enclosed patio or a converted garage could get you anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000 for that. We call it a bonus room. It won't be added to your square footage or anything. There'll be an extra line item on the report saying bonus room, and you'll have an adjustment there. And we'll find other properties that have something similar, like an enclosed patio or a large shed in the back, something like that. Now, if your lender or AMC does not allow for unpermitted additions, then there's two things that could happen. You either won't get value for it, or they'll make you remove it and revert it back.
All right, so if agents have questions or issues or need some help, for instance, they need a rebuttal because an appraisal did come in low, they need some help, or they have homes, and I know I've referred you to a bunch of agents as well, that they have homes where they want a second opinion before they actually go to that listing appointment and list that home. Is that something they can reach out to you for? Do you help with that? Do you have any assistance with that?
Oh, definitely. I've actually helped out numerous agents over the years I was actually just doing a couple rebuttals last week for a couple agents. So yeah, agents have reached out to me in the past. They have a problem seller or something. They really know that the value needs to be here.
Unique property or something.
Yes, like the seller wants this, and they'll reach out to me and ask me for help. I'll do up a whole evaluation for them. I have my own form that I use. I also do like quick desktop valuations if you're just having a hard time coming up with a value for this property, or you really don't think where it's supposed to be at. Just help me out. What do you think this is worth? I can just do like quick comps and send you something. You can see what the value of the property might be at. Also with those rebuttals, a lot of times we get appraisers that are not local to the market here. We'll have homes in a gated community, a very nice gated community, and we know which properties we need to look at in order to comp that property out in order to get the value. While other appraisers might come in and pull properties from other locations that they shouldn't have, and it brings the value in too low. Stuff like that happens all the time. Send me the appraisal report. I'll take a look at it. I'll see if the appraiser made any mistakes or if there's any areas where they could have increased the value or done something different. I've done that numerous times over the years. I love helping agents out. It's exactly why I got into this, was to help the agent out.
Awesome. All right, we'll put your contact information on here as well. And if you guys have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out to Jessica. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you coming out.
Thank you.
All right.
Looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.